Hey man, let's clear something up. Women don't miss you the moment you walk away. They might act like it, post a quote, throw a breadcrumb your way. But real missing, the kind that hits her in the chest when she's alone, the kind that makes her regret walking away, the kind that makes her rethink the entire story she told herself, that doesn't happen right away. That kind of missing, that kind of emotional punch, it comes later, after the drama fades, after the noise settles, after the attention she chased from the next guy turns hollow. That's when the echo of your absence starts to fill her world. And when it does, it's not a soft ache, it's a collapse, a reality check. You see, a woman doesn't miss what she walks away from immediately. She misses what she can no longer access. As long as you're still checking in, still watching her stories, still replying to her texts, you're there. She can still feel your energy. She hasn't truly lost you. But when you go silent, not to manipulate, but because you've finally chosen yourself, that's when the foundation starts to crack. Because now, she's not just feeling distance, she's feeling the finality, the shift, the unavailability. And that feeling, it terrifies her more than she'll ever admit. The truth is, she doesn't miss you when you're still trying. She doesn't miss you when you're proving. She doesn't miss you when you're asking what went wrong. Because in that energy, you're still there. You're still trying to earn her attention. And as long as she feels that grip, she won't feel the loss. But the second you let go, the second you pull all your energy back into yourself, that's when her subconscious starts to panic. Wait, why isn't he chasing me anymore? That moment, that pause, is the beginning of the storm inside her. She starts to miss you when her new distractions start to feel empty, when the guy who replaced you doesn't give her that same grounded presence, when he laughs too much, texts too fast, or tries too hard. She compares, not because she wants to, but because her body remembers the way you made her feel, the way you didn't flinch, the way you led instead of followed. At first, she told herself you were the problem, too stoic, too distant, too intense. But now she sees the truth, you were just different. And in a world full of emotional mirrors, difference starts to feel rare. It doesn't hit all at once, it creeps in. She'll see something that reminds her of you, hear a song, revisit an old message, or maybe someone asks, hey, whatever happened to you and him? And she shrugs, laughs, says she's over it. But something inside of her stings, because the truth is, you were the one she didn't expect to miss. You were the one she thought she'd move on from easily. But here she is, staring at her screen, wondering if you've already moved on. And that wondering, it burns more than any argument you ever had. She starts to miss you for real when your silence becomes louder than her noise, when her calls go unanswered, when your name stops showing up in her notifications, when she posts something hoping you'll see it and you don't. That silence, that absence, it becomes a mirror, a reminder that she lost something that wasn't begging to be kept. And suddenly, all the power she thought she had begins to crack. Because the man who doesn't return when she calls, the man who walks away without turning back, is the man she can't forget. Women don't miss consistency, they miss impact. And if you made an impact, if you left a mark on her psyche, on her spirit, on her soul, she won't just remember you, she'll ache for you. Not at first, not when everything is still new and exciting, but after, when the excitement fades. When the new options feel empty, when she starts craving depth again, that's when your memory doesn't just resurface, it dominates. Because she can't find that energy again. And now every man she dates becomes a shadow in your presence. When does she actually start missing you? When she realizes you're not coming back. Not because you hate her, not because you're bitter, but because you've leveled up. You've emotionally detached. You've chosen peace over potential. And now you've become unavailable, not out of spite, but out of evolution. And that, brother, is when she starts to feel the depth of your loss. Because now, you're not waiting in the wings, you're not one text away, you're gone. Not just physically, but emotionally, energetically. And that absence is heavier than your presence ever was. She'll replay moments in her head, conversations, laughs, intimate nights, and they'll feel distant, not because they didn't matter, but because she threw them away. She'll remember how you held her, how you looked at her, how you didn't react to her chaos. And she'll start to see it clearly. You were never weak, you were just misunderstood. And now that she's surrounded by men who don't have that strength, that focus, that energy, she'll feel the loss in a way that words can't describe. It's not regret, it's realization. And here's what will break her most. You didn't need revenge. You didn't post cryptic quotes. You didn't talk bad about her. You didn't fight to prove your worth. You just walked quietly, calmly, completely. And that calm, that stillness, that disappearance, it hits harder than any outburst ever could, because it shows her you were never trying to win. You were already enough, and now your absence has become the proof. A woman starts missing you for real when she realizes you were never chasing her, you were choosing her. And once that choice is gone, she feels the shift, because every man after you is trying too hard, too available, too emotional, but you were steady, rare, confident. And now that you've exited the frame, she's stuck staring at men who reflect her but don't ground her. She feels the chaos. She feels the lack of structure. And in that chaos, your memory returns like a storm. Not because you were perfect, but because you were real. She may not text you, she may not say it out loud, but she's thinking about you when she's silent, when she can't sleep, when she hears your name in a song, when she's laying next to someone else but doesn't feel safe. She'll scroll through your page, check if you've moved on, wonder if you still remember. And the worst part, you do remember, but you don't need her anymore. That's what kills her. Not that you're gone, but that you're finally free. And once a man becomes free from her spell, that's when she finally understands what she lost. She'll tell herself it's just a phase. She'll tell herself that the next guy will fill the void. She'll try to convince herself that it's better this way. But deep down, every woman knows the truth. She won't find another you. She won't find that same stillness, that same power, that same grounded, unshakable presence, because what you offered her was rare. And in that rarity, she starts comparing every new man to the man who made her feel things she didn't even know she could feel. She starts realizing that the men who chase her, flatter her, beg for her affection, they're not challenging her, they're not pulling her in. They're just there to fill the space you left behind. But space isn't love. Love is a pull, and only you created that pull. It hits her in moments of silence, when she's lying in bed staring at the ceiling and she realizes something. You're not coming back. Not because you hate her, but because you've evolved. Because your absence isn't a punishment, it's a choice. And that choice to walk away, to protect your peace, to remain grounded in your own life, that's what makes you more desirable than the man who always showed up. Because a man who chooses to walk away teaches her that she doesn't control his emotions, that his value is not tied to her whims, that he can stand tall without her. And once a woman realizes that, she feels the loss deeply. You want to know when she misses you for real? It's when she realizes that her emotional chaos no longer has an outlet. She can't just text you when she's bored. She can't call you when she needs validation. She can't throw a tantrum and have you come running to soothe her. The emotional roller coaster she once rode with you has come to a complete stop, and now she's stuck in stillness. The kind of stillness that forces her to feel her own emotions instead of passing them off to you. That's the moment she misses you. Not when she's angry, but when she's alone with her own mind. And when she realizes you're not there to stabilize her chaos, the weight of her own emotions hits like a wave. You'll never know the full extent of how much she misses you. It's not something she'll say, it's something she'll feel. She'll feel it in her chest when she's with another man, and she can't stop thinking about you. She'll feel it when she hears your name, even in passing, and feels a lump in her throat. She'll feel it when she sees something that reminds her of the man who didn't chase her, but commanded respect. The man who didn't fall for her whims, but held the frame of his own world. And in those moments, the weight of her own choices will hit, because she'll realize too late that she walked away from something real, something grounded, something she could have grown with. But now, it's gone, and all she's left with is the emptiness of what could have been. But this is the part most men don't understand. When she misses you for real, she starts seeing you through a different lens. She doesn't just remember the good times, the laughs, the chemistry. She starts remembering the man who stood firm in his values, the man who didn't bend when she tested him, the man who didn't fold when she got distant. And that's what she really craves. Not the easy, comfortable love that most men give her, but the hard, challenging love that made her better. The kind of love that makes her rise to meet you, not fall to get your approval. And that's when she misses you, because she's not missing just the man you were. She's missing the man she could have been with you, the woman who could have grown in your presence. You've probably noticed it. When a woman starts missing you, she becomes quiet, not desperate, not needy. She might even post things that seem like she's moved on, but underneath that facade, there's a storm of questions, a storm of doubt. She'll start wondering, what went wrong? Why did I let him go? Why does he seem so okay without me? And the more she asks those questions, the more she realizes that she didn't lose just a man. She lost her connection to her own stability, because in a relationship with you, she felt anchored, she felt grounded, even if she didn't recognize it at the time. But now, with someone else, she doesn't feel that same peace. And that gap, it's what makes her look back and think, I miss him. The most powerful thing you can do as a man is live in your own frame, not for validation, not for her approval, but for yourself. And the more you stay grounded in that frame, the more magnetic you become. When you live your life with purpose, with intention, with clarity, without needing anyone else to complete you, she'll notice. Not because you're trying to get her to, but because your energy will be so strong, so self-contained, that she won't be able to ignore it. And once she starts feeling that strength, that calm, that wholeness, that's when she realizes what she lost. And that realization, that's when she starts missing you, for real. Most men believe that missing someone is about longing, about wanting to be together again, but missing someone for real is about realizing you've lost access to something you never fully appreciated. It's about the sudden, sharp awareness that the person you once took for granted is no longer in your world. And that sting, that awareness of loss, that's what makes her come back. Not because she wants to fix things, not because she's ready to commit, but because she misses the part of herself that grew in your presence. She misses the person she became while she was with you. And once she realizes that, she can't stop thinking about you. When she starts missing you, she starts remembering the real you, not the version she wanted you to be. Not the version that made her feel good in the moment, but the version that was grounded, steady, unmoved by her emotional storms. The version of you that didn't need her validation, didn't crave her approval, didn't bend to her will. And when she sees that man in her memories, she starts realizing something. That's the man who will never come back, because that man is the one who chose his own peace over her drama. And once she sees that, once she feels that shift, the missing becomes real. She starts wishing she'd never taken that man for granted. And by then, it's too late. The truth is, when a woman misses you for real, she doesn't miss your love. She misses your strength. She misses the man who didn't fall into her emotional traps. She misses the man who challenged her, who made her step up, who didn't let her get away with bad behavior. Because deep down, she knows she was never better than you. She was better with you. But the second you stopped accepting the version of her that wasn't aligned with your standards, she stopped feeling like she was being pushed to be her best. And that's when the missing starts, because she knows no one will ever challenge her the way you did. And in that challenge, she found growth. You won't hear her admit it, not directly, not in the way you want her to, but you'll feel it. You'll see it in the way she looks at you when she catches your gaze across the room. You'll see it in the quiet moments when she sends you a text that just says, "How have you been?" You'll feel it in the energy when she talks to you, soft, measured, almost nostalgic. She's testing the waters. She's not fully ready to let you in again. But she's remembering what she lost, and she's wondering if it's too late to get it back. By the time she misses you for real, you won't be the same man she left. You'll be stronger, more grounded, more focused. You'll have moved, not just emotionally, but physically. You'll have built your own life, your own purpose, your own world. And when she comes back, looking for what she lost, you'll be there. But you won't need her anymore. You'll have your own life, your own vision, your own peace. And she'll feel that difference, that strength, that self-sufficiency. And that's when she realizes she doesn't just miss you, she craves you for who you became, for the man who left, but didn't need her to come back. So let her miss you, let her feel the absence, let her wonder what you're doing, who you're with, if you still think about her. Let her feel the weight of her own choices. And when the time comes, and she finally does miss you for real, don't chase. Don't rush, don't try to fix things, just stay grounded, stay whole, let her come to you. Because when she finally realizes what she lost, when she finally understands the depth of your absence, she'll come back. But when she does, you'll be a different man, and you'll know, she's not just missing you, She's craving the version of herself she left behind when she walked away.